So folks, welcome to this tutorial for the Wilco Boeing 737-300, the Wilco Evolution series. Originally this was made for FS9 and FSX. However, it is compatible and you can use it with the newer version of FSX Steam Edition. The aircraft comes with a full 3D cockpit where most of the switches in the overhead panel work, such as your pack switches, your bleed switches, engine start switches, lights, altitude, and then on the lower pedestal your flight management systems both work, your radios, your autopilot, everything functions as you'd expect. The aircraft also comes with a cabin which you can go inside and have a look. As you can see, the seating layout of this Boeing 737-300, very detailed and very well put together. The aircraft also includes a 2D panel. But most importantly, we are going to learn in today's tutorial today we are going to learn how to set up the Wilco 737-300. It doesn't differ that much from something such as the PMDG 737. The setup principles of programming the flight management system are virtually the same, and the operation of the autopilot also. Some of the differences perhaps are that the autopilot can at times be a little slower than what you're used to when it comes to the likes of PMDG or Aerosoft, and with it being a Boeing aircraft also, sometimes it just takes a little more time with this classic series to program, set up and to make sure that everything is functioning as it should. As you can see from the outside, it's detailed, perhaps not the most advanced details of a paywear aircraft, but at the same time it does replicate the 737-300 very well. Characteristics, flight wise, systems wise, and also the exterior. So today we are in the Norwegian 737-300 livery, Lima November Kilo Hotel Charlie. So let's go inside and begin to set up the flight management system. So we start off on the initial reference page. As you can see, we are on the most up-to-date AIRAC 1806. This is valid from May the 24th till June the 20th 2018. Our engine rating 22k, aircraft model 737-300. We select position initial, we select our reference airport, in our case is Echo November Golf Mike, that's the 4-letter code for Oslo. Select that as our reference airport, and our IRS position is pretty much near enough to what is already set. Now we select the route page, select our origin, which is Oslo, and we'll select our destination, which for today's flight shall be Dublin. For today's flight we shall be departing runway 19 left, so we'll select that in the FMC, runway 19 left. We'll go to the departure and arrival section, runway 19 left. Our departure for this flight will be an ATLAP 3 Charlie departure. We'll select that, activate, execute. Now proceeding to the route section, we'll enter the following airways and waypoints for our route. So first of all, Papa 600 airway. Next waypoint shall be Clone, Kilo, Lima, Oscar, November, November. Next airway is Upper 600, Uniform Papa 600. Not 6,000, 600, there we go. The next waypoint is Turnberry, Tango Romeo November, that's just south of Edinburgh. Then after that, direct to Blackar on the west coast of the United Kingdom, then direct to Nelbo, we'll select next page, then direct to Nimat, and this will be the waypoint leading onto our arrival. We'll go back to the departure and arrival section, click on arrivals. For our arrival into Dublin, we can expect to be landing ILS runway 10, so we'll select that. And our arrival will be a Nimat 1 Romeo arrival. Select that and execute. So there we have our entire routes all programmed into the FMC. We'll just clear any discontinuities. We'll go to the progress page and we still have some information we need to fill in. We click back onto the initial reference page and enter our gross weight, zero fuel weight, reserves and cost index. So our gross weight for this flight is 52.6 tons. We select that. That gives us our zero fuel weight of 44.6. We have 1 ton in reserve for our reserve fuel. Our cost index for this flight is 15. Our cruising altitude will be 38,000 feet, so flight level 380. The transition altitude we'll select at 5,000 feet. And the cruising wind for our flight is 230 at 23 knots. We'll select that in the cruising wind section. Execute. Now, as you can see, if we go to the progress page, we have the progress for our flight. From Oslo to Dublin, 807 nautical miles. We expect to land in Dublin with 3.1 tons of fuel on board. Our current amount of fuel amounts to 8 tons. To our top of climb till 38,000 feet will take us around about 82 nautical miles. As you can see, we're departing runway 19 left. If we go to the climb page, we have a speed restriction of 230 knots up till Golf Mike 604, and again, as you can see, to 38,000 feet it's 82 nautical miles. If we go into our cruise page, as you can see, our assigned flight level is 38,000 feet. The FMC though is telling us our optimum is 34,900 and our max is 37,000 feet. So we'll adjust our flight level to say 36,000 feet. We'll change that to flight level 360. If possible, we'll see if the FMC allows us throughout the flight to step up to 38,000 feet should that become available. Now we'll carry on with the rest of our programming for the FMC. We select initial reference and now program our V1, V-rotate and V2 speeds. We select N1 limit. As we can see, 22k of thrust is selected, giving us 93.8%. We continue onto the takeoff page. We'll be departing with flaps 5 degrees. Our centre of gravity is 21%. This gives us a trim of 4.37. So we'll select that trim just below here. If you hover the mouse over the elevator and pitch trim, as you can see, it's currently at 5.2 degrees. And so what we want to do is we want to adjust that to 4.37. So we'll make some small adjustments, and that brings us pretty much close to 4.37. Now, as you can see, the V speeds for V1, V2 and V1, V-rotate and V2 are there. What we'll do first though is select next page and enter the runway wind for our departure airport. So we're departing Oslo, as I've already said. The departing runway is 19 left and the current wind is variable at 4 knots. So we'll enter 000 at 04. We'll looks like that. The runway condition is dry, so we have no problems there. Outside air temperature is 14 degrees, so that's all correct. We'll go back to our previous page. Now select our V1 speed of 129, V rotate 132, and V2 141. What we'll do for the autopilot section is we'll select our V2 speed plus 5. So 141 plus 5 gives us 146. We'll enter that into the instrument airspeed and Mach number. That's 146 set. Now if we go back to the FMC, as you can see, we're all programmed, ready to depart. Now all we need to do is enter the runway course heading, which is 193. So we'll enter that onto the heading. 193. And also in the course, should we need to return to the airport. Our initial altitude is 6,000 feet. And that, folks, is how to set up the Wilco 737 Evolution series. Very basic, simple FMS tutorial. I really do hope that helps you. As I say, once you depart, the principle of using the autopilot is very much similar to that of the PMDG, and yeah, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you find it helpful. Any further tutorials, please leave a comment in the section below. But from here in Oslo, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and till the next time, thanks for watching.